نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد. Honorable President of today's program, distinguished guests, respected teachers, prominent judges, and my dear all. Today I stand before you to raise the voice of those people who have been silenced, marginalized, and oppressed for decades, and to awaken your human conscience. Dear audience, Palestine is the third holiest place in the world for Muslims, the land of many prophets, the land of blessings and peace, the place where divine messages were revealed and miracles occurred. But once this thriving city has been transformed into a war-torn hellhole. The daily sunrise and sunset are now accompanied by the relentless brutality inflicted upon Palestinians, a heartbreaking reality that has persisted for decades. The Palestinians' lands, homes, and livelihoods have been gradually taken away, leaving them with little to no refuge. The city's turbulent history began in 1948, when the land was declared the State of Israel by Jewish survivors of World War II. On the 6th day out of 1967, Israel had occupied the vast area of Palestine, and since 2007, Gaza has been under siege, effectively becoming the world's largest open-air prison. With Egypt and Israel controlling its border, the Gaza Strip, home to approximately 2.4 million Palestinians under sieges, leaving 55% living below the poverty line and 65% unemployed. And its number has widely increased in the latest work. Dear audience, the Palestinian Ministry of Health says more than 46,000 Palestinians have been killed in Israeli attacks, including more than 17 children. More than 109,000 people are injured, while more than 17,000 are missing. According to the latest data from the United Nations and World Health Organizations, only 17 hospitals remain properly functional, with all suffering from a lack of fuel, medical supplies, and clean water. More than half of Gaza's homes were damaged or destroyed. 80% of commercial facilities, 88% of school buildings, 68% of croplands and roads have been completely destroyed or severely damaged. Those who claim to be human, how can they do such atrocities on other humans? How can they support and rejoice in such genocide? They may appear human, but are actually violent, wild animals in human skin. They are danger not only for the one nation, but for the entire world. Because the oppressors do not see the cost of the oppressed, they can oppress anyone to achieve their own interests. Therefore, all the humanist people of the world should raise their voice unitedly against this barbaric oppression. Dear audience, according to the latest data from the United Nations and World Health Organizations, Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch, international and political organizations, Israel has been accused of numerous international laws in Palestine. Violating the Article 49 of the 4th Geneva Convention, Israel began building Israeli civilian settlements on Palestinian lands in 1967 war, eventually building over 200 settlements throughout the occupied territories and settling over 450,000 Palestinian civilians in them, displacing hundreds of thousands of Palestinian civilians from their own legally owned lands. Dear audience, Israel had killed hundreds of thousands of Palestinian civilians and let Israeli civilians harass them, violating its obligations under Article 27 of the 4th Geneva Convention. In addition to the 4th Geneva Convention, Israel has also violated many other international laws in Palestine, including International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, International Covenant on Economic, Social and Cultural Rights, Convention Against Torture, Convention on the Rights of the Child, UN Security Council Resolution 242, UN Security Council Resolution 446, International Humanitarian Law, etc. In spite of all these facts and data, the United Nations And the United States in particular has been an accomplice to the genocide in Gaza. It has spent for Israel billions of dollars for military aid, despite to lessen and balance the conflict in the region following the human rights laws. Their audience, United States is protecting Israel to be accountable for its crimes and human rights laws. Their audience, United States is protecting Israel. Their audience, the silence is not just limited in the governing and ruling bodies of the world, but the media, which is considered the voice of voiceless people, is completely dumb and in pitch silence. It has lost its morality and courage to speak up against the atrocities committed by Israel in Gaza. It has ignored the voices of Palestinian people, but we will not be silent. We will raise the voice of voiceless people. We will keep on demanding justice for Gaza. Here I conclude my speech with the Urdu poetry. किताब सादा रहेगी कब तक, कभी तो आगाज़े बाब होगा. किताब सादा रहेगी कब तक, कभी तो आगाज़े बाब होगा. जिन्होंने बस्ती उजाड़ डाली, कभी तो उनका हिसाब होगा. अस्सलामु अलैकुम व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू.